Have you ever felt like you are standing at the edge of a cliff, looking out at the life you desperately want, but something invisible is holding you back? It feels like there is a glass ceiling between you and your dream. You can see it. You can almost touch it. You know exactly what you want, but it just won't come into your physical reality. You have tried affirmations. You have tried vision boards. You have tried to think positively, but the money hasn't come. The relationship hasn't healed. The career opportunity hasn't appeared. And you are left wondering, what is the secret? Why do some people manifest effortlessly while others struggle for years? I am going to tell you the secret right now. The secret isn't about doing more. The secret is about being more. And I am going to give you the most powerful, high retention, complete guide to Neville Goddard's 3-day manifestation challenge. This is not a gimmick. This is not wishful thinking. This is a complete psychological and spiritual reset that has the power to change your life in just 72 hours. And by the end of this script, you will know exactly how to do it. There are no fluff words here. This is the raw, unfiltered, deep truth about how reality works. But let me warn you right now, this is only for those who are truly ready to change. Are you ready? Then let's begin. Because the life you are living right now is a direct reflection of the state you are in. And if you are not happy with the reflection, you must change the state. That is the law. Most people approach manifestation from a place of lack. They want $1 million because they feel broke. They want love because they feel lonely. They want health because they feel sick. This is the biggest mistake you can make. You are trying to get from a state of lack to a state of abundance, but the law of assumption states that you must feel the wish fulfilled before it appears. If you are feeling lack while you are asking, the universe only gives you more lack. You are praying to God, but your feeling is screaming, I don't have it. Please give it to me. And the universe says, your wish is my command, and gives you more of that feeling of not having it. You are stuck in a loop, and the only way out of this loop is to change your inner world. This is where the power of Neville Goddard's teachings comes in. He taught that imagination is the only reality. The world you see around you is simply a projection of your inner conversations, your inner feelings, and your inner beliefs. If you want to change the projection, you do not attack the screen. You do not try to change the people on the screen. You go back to the projector. You go back to your own consciousness. And this is what the 3-day challenge is designed to do. It is designed to force a change in your consciousness. Now you might be thinking, 3 days? How can I change my entire life in 3 days? Let me explain the physics of it. Time is not linear. It is a construct. The past, present, and future all exist simultaneously in the mind of God. And you are that mind. In the quantum field, there is no time. There is only the present moment. If you can change your state in the present moment, you change your entire timeline. The 3-day challenge is not about waiting for something to happen on the 3rd day. It is about entering a state so deep, so profound, that by the 3rd day, your outer world has no choice but to conform. It is a period of intensive mental dieting. It is a period of rigorous control over your thoughts and your feelings. Most people cannot control their minds for 3 minutes, let alone 3 days. But those who can, those who dare, they become the masters of their fate. They move from the world of cause and effect to the world of cause alone. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are the creator of circumstance. So, let's get into the mechanics of this challenge. You are going to dedicate 3 days to absolute mental discipline. This is a spiritual boot camp. You are going to take a specific desire, but we are going to do this differently. We are not going to focus on the what as much as the who. Who would you be if you already had this desire? What would your inner conversations be? How would you feel as you walk down the street? You are going to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And you are going to persist in that assumption for 3 days. No matter what happens in the outer world, no matter what your friends say, no matter what your bank account says, you are going to persist. This is the test. This is the challenge. The challenge is not to see if you can think about your desire for 3 days. The challenge is to see if you can maintain the feeling of having it, despite the evidence of your senses. This is where the true battle is won. For the first day, we are going to focus on the sleeping giant. The sleeping giant is your subconscious mind. Neville Goddard called it the great subconscious or the creative medium. It is the womb of creation. It accepts whatever you give it without judgment. If you give it fear, it magnifies that fear and brings it into your life. If you give it love, it magnifies that love. Most people give their subconscious mind a constant stream of worry. They are feeding the giant with poison. On the first day of the challenge, you are going to stop feeding the giant poison. You are going to go on a strict diet of positive assumption. But we are not going to just say empty positive affirmations. We are going to use the technique of revision. Neville Goddard taught that if you want to change your future, you must first change your past. You must revise the events that are keeping you stuck. If you have a belief that you are unlucky, you must go back to the moment you first felt unlucky and revise it. You must imagine a different outcome. You must replay the scene in your mind until it feels real. Because the past only has power over you if you give it power. By revising the past, you are collapsing the old timeline and stepping into a new one. Think about it. If you are trying to manifest wealth, but you are still holding on to the memory of being poor, you are splitting your energy. One part of you wants to be rich, but a deeper part of you believes you are poor. And the deeper belief will always win. This is why affirmations often fail. They stay on the surface level of the mind. They don't penetrate the subconscious. Revision penetrates the subconscious. It rewrites the very foundation of your identity. So on day one, we are going to revise any and all incidents that contradict your desire. You are going to sit down, close your eyes, and go into a state of relaxation. You are going to bring up a memory, a specific moment, where you felt the opposite of what you want to feel. Let's say you want to manifest a loving partner. You might bring up a memory of a breakup. You might bring up a memory of being rejected. Instead of feeling the pain of that memory, you are going to change the narrative. You are going to imagine that the conversation went differently. You are going to imagine that the other person apologized. You are going to imagine that you left with grace and peace. And you are going to do this until the sting of the memory goes away. When the memory no longer hurts, it no longer controls you. You are free. You are stripping away the old man. As you strip away the old man, you create a vacuum. Nature abhors a vacuum. Something must fill it. And that is where the second day comes in. But before we move to the second day, let me tell you why this is so important. You see, your current reality is a mirror. And a mirror only reflects what is in front of it. If you want the mirror to change, you don't wipe the mirror. You change what is standing in front of the mirror. You change the state of your consciousness. Revision is the act of wiping the dust off the projector lens. It clears the way for a new projection. That is why the first day is so intense. It is the heavy lifting. It is the exorcism of the old beliefs. This is why many people fail the challenge. They are not willing to let go of the old story. They love their misery. They identify with their suffering. But I tell you right now that suffering is not you. It is just a habit. And habits can be broken. Now let me make this practical. I want you to take a journal. Yes, you need to write this down. I want you to write a list of all the negative beliefs you have about your desire. Write down every reason why you think you can't have it. Write down every time you failed. Write down every rejection. Get it all out of your head and onto the paper. This is called an inventory. Then I want you to write the opposite of each one. If you wrote, I am not good enough, you write, I am more than enough. If you wrote, money always slips away from me, you write, money flows to me easily and stays. But don't just write it, feel it. And then take the original negative list and burn it. This is a powerful physical act that symbolizes the destruction of the old self. You are telling your subconscious mind, this is no longer true. This is no longer my identity. The fire consumes the old man. This is the first step of the 3-day challenge, day 2. Day 2 is the day of the vibration. You have cleared the clutter, you have revised the past, now you are a blank canvas. But a blank canvas is dangerous. If you don't paint it with a new image, the old image will sneak back in. The second day is all about saturating your mind with a new story. This is the day where you live in the end. You are going to create a scene. This is the most crucial step. Neville Goddard said, assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. You must construct a scene that implies that your desire is already realized. It cannot be a scene about getting it. It must be a scene after you have gotten it. If you want a car, you don't imagine signing the paperwork. You imagine driving the car. You imagine your hand on the steering wheel. You imagine the look on your neighbor's face as you pull into the driveway. If you want a new job, you don't imagine the interview. You imagine your first day. You imagine your new office. You imagine the smell of the new building. You imagine telling your friends, "I love my new job." You must pick a scene that is short, simple, and emotionally loaded. It must imply the fulfillment of your desire. And you are going to loop this scene. You are going to close your eyes, relax your body, and bring this scene to life in your imagination. You are going to use all your senses. You are going to smell, touch, see, and hear. You are going to make it as vivid as possible. And you are going to do this repeatedly throughout the day. Not as a chore, not as an exercise, but as a pleasure. You are doing it because it feels good. You are doing it because it feels real. You are entering the state of the wish fulfilled. And this state must be occupied for the entire day. Now, this is where the retention factor comes in. Many people get distracted. Their mind wanders. They start thinking about their bills. They start worrying about the future. On day 2, you cannot allow that to happen. You must become the guard at the gate of your mind. Your mind is a garden. If you do not plant flowers, you will get weeds. On day 2, you are planting flowers. You are planting the seeds of your future life. And you are going to water these seeds with the water of feeling. Because a seed without water doesn't grow. The feeling is the water. You can imagine all day, but if you don't feel the reality of it, it is just daydreaming. It is dead faith. You need living faith. Living faith is the felt reality. It is the "I already have this sensation." You need to generate that sensation in your body. How do you do that? You use the power of thankfulness. Thanksgiving is the highest frequency. When you feel grateful, you are acknowledging that you have already received. So, on day 2, you are going to walk through your day with a sense of gratitude. You are going to say, "Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the manifestation that is already yours." You are going to look at your surroundings and see them as temporary. The current reality is just a shadow. The reality is what you are feeling inside. You are going to feel the joy of having your desire. You are going to feel the relief. You are going to feel the satisfaction. And you are going to sustain this feeling for as many minutes as possible. Every time you feel a negative thought creeping in, you are going to smash it. You are going to say, "No, that is the old man. I am the new man." You are going to deliberately shift your focus back to the feeling of the wish fulfilled. To help you with this, I suggest you use a sensory anchor. Choose a physical sensation that you can associate with your new state. For example, maybe you wear a specific ring, and every time you touch that ring, you remind yourself that you are the person who has achieved your goal. Or maybe you take a deep breath and feel the expansion in your chest. When you feel that expansion, you tell yourself, "This is the feeling of success." Anchor that feeling. Your body is a vessel. Your body can hold energy. You can train your body to respond to a specific trigger. By the end of day 2, that anchor should be solid. You should be able to snap into the feeling of the wish fulfilled in an instant. Day 3. Day 3 is the day of the Sabbath. This is the day of stillness. Neville Goddard described the Sabbath as a state of completion. On day 3, you do not struggle. You do not try. You simply rest in the assurance that it is done. Day 1 was about cleansing. Day 2 was about planting. Day 3 is about resting. This is the hardest day for the ego because the ego wants to control. The ego wants to see how it is going to happen. The ego wants to figure out the how. On day 3, you surrender the how. You let it go. You have done the work. You have revised the past. You have imagined the future. You have felt the feeling. Now you must trust the law. The law is infallible. The universe is the ultimate delivery mechanism. It doesn't need your help to figure out the logistics. It has ways that you cannot even conceive of. The bridge of incidents will form. Events will align. People will come out of nowhere. Opportunities will present themselves. You don't need to force it. You just need to allow it. On day 3, you are going to maintain a state of inner peace. You are going to go about your business. You are going to live your life normally. But internally you are a master. You are the calm in the eye of the storm. You are not reactive. You are not anxious. You are steadfast. You are immovable in